This is a service announcement from Uncle Fezzy. Uncle Fezzy says mean things. Uncle Fezzy uses salty language. Uncle Fezzy says that you really should take the kids out of the room before you watch this video because I have not edited out any of the salty language or the insults that I will be hurling at you for 8 minutes and about 45 seconds. I have fulfilled my legal obligation according to my counsel. Hey kids, welcome back to Uncle Fezzy's apclobox Emporium. You know what? Before I try to sell you anything today or I make any funny quips, I'm going to insult you. Why am I going to insult you? Because that's what needs to be done. Because I have lost all faith in humanity. Oh no! Yes, I absolutely have. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Crystal clear clarification. Because I have lost all faith in humanity. Guess what? These are pieces of art. These are not gun safes. They were never intended to be gun safes. No. They were always intended to be pieces of novelty artwork. And that's exactly what they are. This is not a gun safe. No. It never is, never was intended to be, and never will be a gun safe. No, no, what it is a novelty device to store a firearm in. Yeah. Because I have lost all faith in humanity. Hey kids, welcome back to Uncle Fezzy's apclobox Emporium. I know you missed my shitty commercials almost as much as I missed making them. So, what do we got going on? Well, Uncle Fezzy still has an abundance of box, and he needs to sell them. But, well, we're still in the Kung Flu lockdown, and I haven't had the ability to go out and work any of this shit. Before he gets rid of any of them, I need to make sure that it is understood perfectly, crystal clear clarification. Which people will still question, because people don't ever fucking listen. No. Every single one of these pieces is an art piece. This is not a gun safe. No. It was never intended to be a gun safe. No. They are absolutely not gun safes. No. This is not a gun safe. There's no way to keep a gun safe in here, at all. Never. No. Crystal clear clarification. Something else that people like to do is complain incessantly and nonstop that they got ripped off. I know, it's hypocritical. I own it. I complain all the time. Well, you know what? I don't want to rip you off. No. But I want to make absolutely 100% sure that you can't bitch if you buy something from me and you can't figure out how to make it work. I'm going to give step-by-step instructions on how to make every single one of these boxes work. Dummy. No questions asked. If you buy it, you're stuck with it. Yep. And no warranties, guarantees, either written, expressed, or implied. No. Okay? Crystal clear clarification. Yep. And no warranties, guarantees, either written, expressed, or implied. No. These are all custom-made designs. Every single one of these works. Yep. But you have to use it that way. Custom designed. Anything that's custom designed requires fiddling. Yep. You ever own a custom car? Yeah, they break down all the time. Same with these. Yep. Uncle Fezzy made the mistake of underestimating the stupidity of people. Yep. I do it all the time. I underestimate the stupidity of myself. Why do you think I got married the first time? Dummy. One of the #1 things that Uncle Fezzy's learned over his 30 years of working in the body shop business is the most basic of mechanical devices can be screwed up by anybody, myself included. Yep. So, I'm going to give a quite thorough explanation of how every single one of these boxes works and why they work and how they work. So it's going to be a little bit boring, and this is going to be with me running around with a sword chasing my chicken. So, one of the things that needs to be explained very thoroughly before you buy any of Uncle Fezzy's box is I have lost all faith in humanity. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk a little bit how these work. Every one of these boxes operates in a different manner. Why do they operate in a different manner? Well, the same reason when you buy an iPhone, 2 days later it has to be updated. Because I had design changes. Why do I have design changes? I need to make some things perfectly clear. First of all, apclobox 1.0 is no longer going to be put in production. It went in and went out as fast as an Apple product. So, why did it go out of production so fast? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, is they're a little bit overly complex for your average moron to use. Yep. This is the simplest mechanical device that I could possibly come up with, and people still figured out a way to fuck it up. I can't help that. No. I can't help that you're fucking stupid. I just really can't. No. It seems to be like some kind of epidemic, the stupidity of people. Huh? So, well, there you go. I just cleared that right up. Yep. Because experience has taught me that the vast majority of people can't read or understand instructions, I'm going to give verbal instructions and visual instructions on how apclobox 1.0 operates. Notice how difficult it was for me to open that box. It was difficult for me to open that box because there are 6 rare earth magnets holding the lid shut. Now, will that hold the lid shut if you flip it upside down and wing it onto the ground? No, it won't. It won't. You can't expect it to. No. Some people will expect it to. And then when it fails, they'll bitch about it. What? I don't want to listen to you fucking bitch. No. I underestimated the stupidity of people to operate a basic mechanical device. Dummy. Secondly, was to install a very simple to remove pin on the side of the box. Well, the first time I handed this magnetic lock to someone to pull the pin out, they were unable to pull the pin out. Why is that? Well, physics, basically. My shaft is too small. Story of my life. So, it is what it is. The only way to get the pin in and out is to properly install the pin to begin with. If you don't put the pin in correctly, you're not going to be able to get the pin out. Basic physics. It's a machine fit. Secondly, there's a little bit of difficulty pulling the box out. Why is it like that? Well, once again, basic physics. When you push the box in, when you push the lid in, you're pushing air out. When you pull the lid up, when you pull the center up, you're creating a vacuum inside the box. It's just like when you can't get the trash bag out of the trash can. Exact same principle. I can't make the box any looser, because if I do, it completely circumvents the minor amount of security that is involved with one of these boxes. This is not a gun safe.
No.
This is not a gun safe.
No.
But you also don't want a whole lot of moisture inside the box. The best way to prevent that is to make the box tight. That brings us to apclobox version 2.0. Why did I change the design? Well, I changed the design for a couple reasons. One, I have lost all faith in humanity, as I got lazy and I didn't feel like fiddling around with the magnetic locks anymore, and having that one person complain to me was very damaging to my psyche. I'm a very delicate flower, trust me. And when somebody complains about something, I will do everything I can to correct that issue. That's why I'm making this video. I have lost all faith in humanity. Now, what's the downfall of apclobox 2.0? Well, really, there isn't a whole lot of a downfall, except for the fact that these are cheap Chinese locks, and this is a master key. What happens when you have a cheap lock and a master key? Well, anybody can get into that cheap lock, including a 2-year-old. The only thing more enticing for a 2-year-old to do than pick this lock is to pick their nose during wedding photographs. And I can promise you that they'll do it, because kids are good that way. Ruining wedding photographs and picking these stupid little locks. I know I did it myself with a paper clip about 15 minutes ago. So, while this does have a lock on it, once again, this is not a gun safe.
No.
Besides, you could just smash the box anyway. But this particular one is made for a Glock, compact Glock. That brings us to the bottom of the barrel here, which is apclobox 3.0, which is actually the top of the heap. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's the way I stacked the boxes. How did I overcome the problems that I had? Too small of a shaft, a shitty lock. Really simple. I got a big shaft.
Yeah.
And a very basic lock. The simpler it is, the better it is. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
So, what do we have here? I got this big-ass bolt that doesn't want to come off this magnet no matter what. I mean, you could get it off of there if you tried hard enough. It just goes in there. That's the end of it. It fits flush on the inside. It fits tight enough that you can't get anything in there. I guarantee you can get that out of there. Give a 2-year-old 5 seconds, I guarantee the 2-year-old will get it out of there. They are always like that. That's why these aren't gun safes.
No.
These are novelty art boxes that are designed to hold firearms. This is a prototype. That's why I had to push the pin in. There's nothing inside this box. See? You need to tell me what you want to put inside this box, and I have another video to show you how to do that. From this point forth, unless you ask me to install one of these cheap-ass Chinese locks, I ain't installing them, because they're a pain in the ass to install, and it's going to cost you at least an extra $30 to have me put one of those in the box. There's no way around it. They take forever to install, and quite frankly, I don't think they're very safe. Why do I feel the need to say that? Because I have lost all faith in humanity. Yes, I absolutely have. Sorry, that's just the way it is.